Thank you for being here today. I would like to discuss with you women employed in untraditional sectors. I think something you know much about, and I appreciate your focus in your opening remarks on the importance of gender-based analysis for women, particularly in untraditional sectors. So I was interested to learn, as researching your department, the work you've done, a program your department undertook several years ago called the Mining and Refining for Women Pilot Project. It was a 30-month mentorship project with the goal to retain and advance women employment in non-traditional roles by Teck Resource zinc-led mining operation in Trail, BC. As you know, women are not well represented in the trades, particularly in mining, and this project funded by your department was looking to help women close that gender equality gap. It received resoundingly positive feedback from the women involved, and I was very encouraged to see that your department takes women in untraditional sectors very seriously. And that this is really in line with your mandate to improve gender equality in Canada, and I appreciate with this program that your department wants women to succeed in mining. But given all the success the status of women had with this project, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Teck Frontier mine, that the project presented a massive high-paying employment opportunity for women for local First Nations and women in the mining sector. And of course, it's well understood that the decision on the Teck Frontier mine was to be made by Cabinet and by you this past Tuesday, February 25th. And although we know the project did not go forward and we were given notice 2 days prior, your government had had the proposal since July 2019. So can you provide to the committee the gender-based analysis plus for the Teck Frontier mine project?
Thank you for your question, Raquel, and I wish you all the best in your first term here in Ottawa. I'm sure you're going to make a world of difference. The Teck decision to pull out was their decision, and as we all have been discussing over the past few weeks, it must have been a very difficult decision. I can tell you that they had done an excellent job with their Indigenous consultation, and that is a model for future projects to move forward on. On the initiatives around women's economic security, some of the pilots that you mentioned,
Sorry, Minister, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to know if you can table that report, the gender-based analysis report for the Teck Frontier mine.
So it's available online, what came out of the joint panel. Mm-hmm. It's available online. Anything that comes out of Cabinet, this one isn't one, but anything that comes out of Cabinet is, of course, protected by Cabinet confidence.
For sure. Can you confirm that you did one?
Of course, we do a GBA plus on everything that comes forward to Cabinet.
Okay, perfect.
The Prime Minister has mandated us all to.
Okay, great. So I'd just like to ask, I know you're aware that nearly 10,000 jobs were potentially created in Teck, including 14 First Nations. I'm also certain you're aware of the over 200,000 people that remain unemployed in the energy sector since your government took office in 2015. Further, I'm certain you're aware, if not an expert actually, given your many years as status of women minister, of the challenges faced by women in particular in this regard with family breakdown and the tremendous negative impacts these kinds of unemployment numbers have had on people in general, but women specifically. I'm sure you are an expert in this. But not only do we know that women in the energy sector, there are women employed in the energy sector, but for every one energy sector job, 5 other jobs are created. And many of them are in the service industry, which we know are disproportionately represented by women. So I'm confident, given the state of unemployment in our energy sector, that the GBA Plus would show that the Teck Frontier mine would have had a very positive impact on the Alberta community and the energy sector in general. So can you give a brief overview for the committee of what the gender-based analysis had said for Teck Frontier?
So I believe I answered that question already, but I will say that
the
decision to pull out of
that's for sure. But would it have been a positive impact on women?
The company itself. We have done a gender-based analysis, mm-hmm. and you mentioned some numbers. I think it's really important to have those numbers. Mm-hmm. Over the past 5 years, over 1 million Canadians have been lifted out of poverty. And as you know, poverty is sexist, and so women disproportionately benefit from
we have to move on, Minister. There's just a couple minutes
sure.
left, but I appreciate, I would hope that you could have shared a little bit more specifically of the positive impact this project would have had, given your tremendous mandate from the Prime Minister and in your mandate letter that every proposal that comes before Cabinet has to have a gender-based analysis, which you're responsible for. So I was hoping to have a little bit more from you about the positive impacts or the negative of the Teck Frontier. But moving on, are you aware of how many of your colleagues have completed the GBA Plus training?
We have the numbers, actually. my officials can pull them up. Hundreds of thousands of public servants, political staff, both within the Senate and the House of Commons have taken the training. I encourage anyone who hasn't yet taken the training. It's available online. It's free of charge, of course. And when you're done, you are provided with a certificate.
Yes, I'm currently working through it myself, actually. It's very informative. So just to
the
continue
number is
on,
150,000
people, including all of your cabinet colleagues.
Parliamentarians, parliamentary staff have completed the GBA Plus
And your cabinet
training.
colleagues, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. So what do you feel your cabinet colleagues would have thought of through their gender-based analysis training on energy resource projects like Teck Frontier Mine? Do you feel that they would have thought it was important to have this project and other energy sector projects go forward that your government hasn't approved? I think there's 11 now that have been postponed or thrown out. Do you feel that your government is doing a good enough job to see the impacts of those decisions on women in this sector, considering 200,000 people are unemployed?
Absolutely, we do.
So how do you, are we almost done?
We're almost done, yeah. You're at 10 seconds left, so.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Sure goes fast, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Well, I'll just conclude, Minister. I hope that you can commit that the next time you come to committee that you have a little bit more substantial information for us regarding the impact on women that your government's decisions on Teck Frontier and other energy projects has had.
Excellent. Thank you very much.